everybody else steps up and starts playing better. And because of that, Kobe Bryant gets the MVP. Come on. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. He's putting up numbers that weren't as high as his numbers were the last couple of years individually. But because his team has more wins, Kobe's our MVP. The whole thing's messed up. It needs fixed. Sorry, it does. But we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see if somehow Cleveland goes on and wins the whole thing. I mean, how are we gonna look back and say, man, look at LeBron led the league in scoring all year. Smith Dog says Kobe is the MVP to me. After everything I've just said, Smith Dog, still, I didn't sway you at all on your thinking. Really? Oh, you were eating dinner. Okay. Oh my God. Rewind it. Rewind it and listen to everything I just said, and then you'll change your mind. I'm serious. Kobe's a great player, best player in the league if you ask me. But because his team got better and they brought in another perennial all-star, he's the MVP. He's the same player he has been the last 2 years. Or 3 years. He's the same player he's Kobe. But we're giving him award, the most valuable player award because his team has the most wins in the West. It just doesn't make any sense. His team has the most wins because of everyone else on his team. But he's getting individual. It's just, you got to go by numbers. You got to go by stats. That's the only right way to do it. Nobody had better numbers than LeBron. And if he goes on and wins the title, how are we going to look back? Here's a guy who led the league in scoring. He was top 5, top 10 in every other category, like assists and rebounds and steals and everything. I mean, nobody fills up every column of the stat sheet like LeBron. It's amazing. And if he goes on and leads his team to the title, or even a title appearance, how are we going to look back and say that Kobe Bryant deserved to be the MVP? Especially if they get bounced out by Utah, which could happen. Absolutely could happen. Utah can roll with anybody. To me, it's very simple. It's cut and dry. I don't even look at team records when I'm looking at MVP. Why would you? That doesn't make any sense. Well, we're trying to decide an MVP. First thing we'll look at is the combined team records. What? That doesn't make any sense. Are we looking for the league's most valuable player? Yeah, but first we have to find what teams have the best records. Well, wait. What if there's a guy filling it up on a team that sucks? And he's out there busting his butt every night, putting up the most amazing numbers in the world, but because he's not on a top 5 team, he's not even a consideration? Doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, that's just me. And like I said, we're all entitled to our opinions and assumptions, and I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I'm glad to see him get an award that he's been snubbed for the last couple of seasons, in my opinion. In my opinion, he should have both of Steve Nash's MVP trophies. Because he was the best player those seasons. This year, he didn't fill it up like LeBron. He didn't. Or even Chris Paul, for that matter. He just didn't. But I love Kobe. I mean, I'm a huge Kobe fan. I'm just calling it like I see it. I don't think he was the most valuable player in the NBA this year. Sorry. He just wasn't. He was a terrific player, and the Lakers are a great team. But he hasn't evolved, as a player much from the last couple of seasons. It's just that the team's gotten better. So why does he deserve the individual award this year due to the success of the players around him? It just doesn't make any... The two are unrelated. Oh, now that everybody stepped up and learned how to play, Andy brought in another perennial all-star. You know what? Now you're the best player in the league. Congratulations. What? Just as good as he's always been. Oh, where to go next? I got a little bit of time, and I have... Did anybody hear... This is just strange. Did anybody hear about possible, like, rumors of Dwayne Wade and Star Jones being romantically connected? Did anybody hear about this? I didn't hear anything about this until today when I was looking for stories, and I found it deep, kind of deep. And apparently he was on like Inside the NBA or whatever the show is with Barkley and Kenny Smith. Smith Dog says, "Who's Star Jones, dude? Really?" No, did Star Jones really? She was on The View. She was the fat black lady on the View, and that's not me being racist. That's just that's how you know who she is. But then she got, like, that gastric bypass and lost, like, 900 pounds. And now she has, like, you know, deflated balloon skin, but she's skinny. She went off and, like, hosted her own show on some, you know, just obscure station that nobody watched. Star Jones, man, really? She's